What's good guys, my name is Ishan. You're probably busy, which is perfect because on this channel we like to keep things short and sweet. No fluff, just quick and to the point. So in the next few minutes we're going to be going over Chargepoint Spac merger with Switchback Energy Acquisition. We're going to be going over all the nitty gritty details that you need to know, plus stuff that no one is talking about this company. So as always, if you enjoyed these short and value packed videos, make sure to drop a quick sub. And let's clock in. If you've watched my blink charging video, which I made way back, I clearly said I would be way more interested in buying Chargepoint stock. And well, here it is, and as you can see with the screenshot right over here, I bought 25 shares today at 13.5. Down a little bit, but this is a long-term play. Anyways, yesterday at one point it was at $18 pre-market before giving back all those gains after the SEC's chairman made some remarks about SPACs and basically how they're reviewing them because they're concerned that shareholders don't fully comprehend how incentives tied to executive pay differ from traditional IPOs. I just want to touch on this briefly, but basically SPACs can end up leading to large payouts for executives. And this is basically meant to incentivize insiders to find acquisition targets. As an example, Lancadia or SBE STOCK, where Tillman Fertitta got paid fat stacks just for brokering the deal. In my opinion, I don't see this as a huge problem going forward, but I think SEC will probably put some small regulations, but nothing crazy that should be affecting all these SPACs. Back to Chargepoint, they're one of the largest EV charging station operators in the world. They have over 113,000 charging stations around the world and have contracts with companies like Dell, eBay, Google, and government agencies like the Treasury Department. They have networks in the US, Canada, and Mexico, and in fact, through this merger are looking to expand in Europe. Enough about the company, let's take a look at the juicy numbers now. The business combination values Chargepoint at an implied $2.4 billion enterprise value upon transaction closing and assuming no redemptions by Switchback stockholders. Chargepoint will have approximately $683 million in cash, resulting in a total pro forma equity value of approximately $3 billion. Cash proceeds raised in the transaction will be used to repay debt, fund operations, support growth, and for general corporate purposes, but they go more into detail about using this cash in their investor presentation by saying they'll use the cash to bolster position in existing markets and to fund European growth. So they'll be getting $225 million through this deal on the back of raising $137 million only last month in August. So you can say as of now they are very strong financially. And the fact that they're looking to expand into Europe, I believe, is something super smart of them because Europe is not only one of the largest EV markets, but they have such good tax incentives for EV buyers that the growth there has just been growing insanely. In 2019, around 1.2 million EVs were sold in China, only a 3% increase year over year. In the US, EV sales dropped 12% in 2019. Meanwhile, sales in Europe, well, they rose by 44% to reach 590,000 units. And in the first quarter of 2020, Europe increased its EV market share to take 26% control of the market. So while the rest of the major markets have slowed down drastically, Europe, their growth has just continued to go up and up. But what's even more crazy is that EVs are projected to be 9.9% of new vehicles sold in 2025, 29.2% in 2030 in the US and Europe, compared to 2.6% in 2019. And so Chargepoint is projecting a compound annual growth rate of 60% from 2021 to 2026. That's insane. Absolutely insane. So we're looking at $1.4 billion in revenue by 2025. The company is currently valued at $3 billion on $140 million in revenue, and so on $1.4 billion in revenue by 2025 at a compound annual growth rate of 60%. This is a company I believe will be worth $15 to $20 billion plus. But as we all know, EVs are the future, and so Chargepoint and their charging stations are going to be needed. And the one thing I really like about them is that they don't own or operate their own charging stations. They simply sell them to their customers, and that's a good thing because then they don't have those operating costs. So when they sell those chargers, what they do is they sell also a subscription based model which buyers can use to basically manage the chargers, see how much money they're making, set prices, all these different cool features. And I like to compare this to Apple, who, you know, we all know used to sell hardware. They still do sell hardware, but what they've shifted their business massively into is their services sector through Apple Music, iCloud, all these different things to build their services business up. So the same thing Chargepoint is trying to do here in a way by creating a cloud-based subscription model, which even though they might sell the chargers, at the end of the day with that subscription-based model, they're still going to be making money from those chargers. So I think that's a very smart thing on their part. And so even as Tesla expands their network, right now Tesla only has about 16,000 chargers, while Chargepoint, as I mentioned, has over 163,000. Their network is massive, and as they expand, they'll be globally dominant and positioned to take advantage of the large EV push, not just by selling their chargers, but through their large subscription revenue, which, as you can see through this chart, will have tremendous growth. And what I believe will end up happening is that many car manufacturers will end up partnering with Chargepoint. As we know, BMW and Volkswagen are already their partners, but as more and more car companies begin pushing to the EV sector and EV space, I think it's a no-brainer for a lot of them to end up partnering with Chargepoint to expand their own networks. Overall, this company seems stellar to me long term. Obviously, do your own due diligence and your own research, because I am not a financial advisor or anything like that. But the thing with Chargepoint is, sure, they might have a few risks, such as they may be not able to get all those contracts with those big companies. But the thing is, they have the backing, they have the cash, and lastly, we're just getting started in this EV push that's bound to grow tremendously in the future. So make sure you subscribe and like, and let me know down below if you plan to buy Chargepoint, if you already did, and do all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, clocking out for now. Peace.